Long, cold day at work. Snow all over the place out there, wet, damp. But we got a nice fire going. Getting kind of crisp, feeling comfy. Figured I'd turn on YouTube, see what kind of bullshit's on here today.
I want to talk about the two fastest ways to build muscle. Really, no bullshit, no clickbait. This is a real deal. Before I get into this topic,
Huh. Two fastest ways, you don't say. I better sober up and watch this and see if that's something I've been doing wrong.
one, focus on getting the basic compound movements as strong as humanly possible. And I'm not talking about low rep sets below 5 reps per exercise. What I'm talking about is getting them as strongly humanly possible in the 5 to 12 rep ranges, somewhere in there. Don't worry about doing low rep sets. Get your bench press, get your squat, get your deadlift, get your barbell rows, get your dumbbell rows, get your remaining deadlifts. Get all your compound movements as strong as you can. This is something that you don't hear very often. I want you to take every set and push it to the limit. I want you to take your sets and push it for as many reps as possible. Now, I'm not talking about unsafe reps. I recommend pushing a set for as many reps as possible, stopping a set when you feel like you might fail on the next rep, or when you feel like your form is going to break down. We only want to perform quality, safe reps. What we're doing here is we're assuring safe but rapid progression. When I make a video on training, someone will come along and say, well, you need to do low rep sets to build strength, or you need to do this, you need to do that, and that's not applicable for advanced lifters. This advice is not for advanced lifters. Advice is not for advanced powerlifters. This advice is not for advanced bodybuilders. This is advice for the guy and the girl that is struggling to put on muscle and that has no idea what they're doing. Let's get that straight.
Okay, so we just took a peek at Steve Shull's video, and I gotta say this. He's 100% correct. That video, I don't do this. I don't make like review videos of other people's shit in their videos, or I don't do that, right? The reason I'm doing this now, this time, is because that video, that's an outstanding video. Because it's succinct, it's concise, all right? It gives you the straight up, no bullshit, no sugar-coated, just straight information. Straight information. The majority of guys, I'm gonna go out and say 90% of the dudes in the gym, 90% of the guys in the gym that I'm gonna see today in the gym around me, 90% of you dudes, if you followed that advice and you just did that, and I don't care how long you think you've been training, if you just did that, 90% of you guys would be bigger and stronger than you are right now. Now look, if you don't care about being big and strong and you're just in there, stress relief, just trying to stay fit, whatever, your business, your membership, your right to go in there and do whatever you want to do. Just like it's my right to go do whatever I want to do, as long as we're not interfering with another person's, good time or whatever, right? Or workout. Or not tearing shit up or whatever. You could go in there and do a bunch of shit that wouldn't be good. It would be bad. But one of the biggest problem I see in the gym, repeatedly, every time I go in the gym, I'm not looking for it, it's just so in your face that's why I see it. And that is that guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Here's what I see. I see guys using too much weight, they're using shitty fucking form, and they look the same month after month after month after month. Because the form, it blows. If the form is that fucked up, you're just sacrificing effectiveness to be able to load more weight onto something. And they do it with everything. It could be a machine, it could be a plate-loaded stack, it could be free weight. All the time, plate-loaded stacks, cables, it doesn't matter what. You guys are using too much weight. People doing curls, the form on the curls, and their arms are nothing to write home about at all. And the reason being is, you're using too much fucking weight. If you really want to man up, take some weight off. You see me using a lot less weight, maybe, sometimes, than you may be trying to use. You got to ask yourself, do you not think that using your shit form, I couldn't put twice as much weight on as you're using and mimic what you're doing. So there's a reason why I don't care if you're using more weight than me, because you're not moving the weight the way that I'm moving the weight. And you're incapable of moving the weight the way that I'm moving the weight with that amount of weight. I'm in there to get my workout in and make my improvements, right? Make progress for me. You should be in there to make progress for you. Not to impress, not to believe you're impressing another man, unless something is hidden there that you, some kind of unresolved issue you haven't really examined. And then that's a whole different matter, which I'm not qualified to speak on. So I've always preached that the first exercise while you're fresh should always be that with which you can handle the most weight. And that's usually always going to be a barbell exercise, and it's always going to be a compound movement. Always. The basics, the basics, the basics, the basics. Always. The basics. If you beat the fuck out of your muscles doing the basics, then whatever compels you to go and explore all these other pieces of equipment and stuff, even if you don't need that yet, it doesn't matter. Feel free. Do whatever you want to do. As long as you don't out-train, your nutrition, as long as you don't outrun your nutrition, as long as the nutrition tries to keep up with it, you'll make progress. In spite of any dumb shit you do thereafter. If you stick with those fucking basics first. If you stick with those basics first. If you always stick with those basics first. Always. Then his rep range, when he's talking about that he wants you to do as many reps as you can with every set. That is golden. That's golden. Every fucking set that I do, every set that I do, every rep that I do of every set serves a purpose. Every rep, there's no wasted reps. If I'm doing a higher rep set, like if it's a warm-up set with high reps, which I do a wide variety of reps. If I'm doing a higher rep set, those initial reps that seem like they're warming the joints up, they're loosening things up, they are establishing a neurological pathway, they are, which is already there, I'm just waking it up. They are establishing a biomechanical linear track, get my form correct, every other thing, right? Waking everything up, bringing everything into the game. But also those initial reps are getting me progressively to the place I need to be in the later reps when they're really doing something. So every set counts. I make every set count. The warm-up sets count. The warm-up sets count. That's why I do so many reps on a warm-up set, because if I've got weight on there that's just so light that it's not really challenging, I will make it challenging. That's the whole thing. Make it challenging. Make your warm-up sets challenging. Make all your sets challenging. Make them all count. Make every rep count. Waste no rep. Waste no opportunity in the gym. If you follow that advice that he just gave you, you're going to get big. You're going to get big. There's no secrets. There's no complexities. There's a lot of shit you can do, keep it from being stale. There's all kind of fancy stuff you can get into, and it's going to deliver results as well. But if you skip this part, you can forget all that shit. You can forget all that shit. Where's the proof? Every fucking gym you go in. Every gym you go in. This is my smaller version, all right? This is me smaller. This isn't me looking like I used to look. This is me smaller. And why is it still that every gym I go in, I'm basically the biggest, most muscular motherfucker in there? Why is that? When all these people, all these guys are in there chasing the same dragon, and they're not catching him. They can't even get his tail. They're so far behind. This is why. This is why. The only place where I disagree with Mr. Shaw is where he, in his opinion, he states that this is for beginners only. That advanced lifters or intermediary, I don't know if he said intermediary, need to do something different. This doesn't apply. I disagree with that completely. This always applies. It always applies. You will never outgrow the basics. It always applies. And if you know nothing else, if you make every set count, if you make every rep count, every time, you're going to grow. That's how it is. And then the rest of it's just food. It's pretty bad when the workout is the limiting factor to how much you can grow. That's pretty bad. Food should always be the limiting factor. Food should be where everybody makes the biggest mistake. It falls short, whatever. If the workout is what's limiting you, dude, you're not even in the game yet. You're barely in the ballpark. But you're not up to the plate and swinging yet. You're no threat to that ball at all yet. The workout can't be your limiting factor. That's weak. That's lame. Food, very commonplace. But nowadays, more commonplace, unproductive workouts. So I give this video 2 thumbs up. It's a good video. I've said it many videos, many ways. But this one short 6-minute and whatever video is very clear and to the point. So for that, I think it's worth its weight in gold. I think it's an awesome video. You should check it out.